You can call her Mayhem or Mayday. Talk shit, she at your head. I ain't talking bald face. She don't fuck with baby daddies, fucking up the feng shui. Taking care of 4 kids, Sunday to Sunday. Flyer than round trips when she hit the runway. Comedy original, she do shit her own way. Make the stage her place, moving at her own pace. Fuck with her the wrong way, it's gonna be a long day. She watch Basketball Wives, loving hip hop too. Born in 81, one day forward turned to 82. Funny, ratchet, and cute. She a winner, that's true. She don't even take L's, eating alphabet soup. Mayday, mayhem, 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 mayday, mayhem. She a cool black nerd, always been smart. Ever since she turned 8, wanted her name in the charts. Monty Python was a shit. Richard Pryor made a start. Red Fox and Eddie Murphy, inspiration to her art. Who you know got banned from the dollar store for throwing canned goods at a baby father though. She a good mother though. She ain't worried about laughs cause she gon' get a lot of those. Showtime at the Apollo though. And she paint the perfect picture telling stories up in all the jokes. You don't really want the drama, bro. Cause Mabel cool, Mayday nice, Mayday want all the smoke. Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Let me see, I'm still lagging over here. Okay, it's off. How y'all doing? It's your girl Mayday Mayhem, and I am back. Oof. I know it's been a minute since y'all actually seen my face, but my face is here. Still here. I look the same. It's my face. I'm here. But yeah, we need to talk about a few things that's been going on, especially here in Chicago. If you haven't read the title, yeah, this pre-recorded episode, and as you can see the title, yeah, we in trouble, Chicago. Yeah, we definitely in some trouble here. We're in a situation. If you have not seen the headlines over America, yeah, we trending, but not in a good way in Chicago. We are trending. Last weekend, Saturday to be precise, the teenagers of Chicago went kind of rampage. That's a word. They went cray-cray, and not in a good way. And it's sad. It's real sad because I'm born and raised Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I'm born and raised West Side and South Side, so I know both sides. And I grew up through the time and era where on a hot summer day we would go downtown at the fountain when it lit up, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, just chill. And this is even this stage, it's just chill. You know, a hot summer day, go downtown, walk around, you know, window shop. You know, for real, we was window shopping, for real. But we didn't bother anyone. That was the whole situation. We never bothered anyone. Now, I'm going to show some footage, and I'm pretty sure you've seen it on the news. But I'm going to show you, of course, again, some footage. And again, this is not what Chicago should stand for. Again, we have so many. The Chicago is so beautiful. And again, the messed up part to me is I was actually down there Saturday. And if you're from Chicago, or if you frequent Chicago, you know how Chicago is. I was actually on Lakeshore Drive. coming from Chicago during that time. See if I can fix this light a little bit better. This light is kind of lucky. I was coming from Lakeshore Drive, coming from like the Sheridan area, because I had just did a show. Some of you may or may not know that I'm an entertainer. So I was coming from doing a show. It had been about 11-ish at night. And I did a lot of police, because as you come around this little curve, when you're coming down Lakeshore Drive, going south, no, I'll be going, because that's north. Yeah, I was going south, down Lakeshore Drive. You literally see like a lot of police, a lot of blue lights. You know, I'm used to seeing that because again, downtown area, it's a lot of festivals. It's a lot of it's just a lot going on. You know, it's a high tourist area. You know, again, when you're driving down Lakeshore Drive and you're going southbound, you have the festivals and everything going on to your right, and then to your left, you literally have Navy Pier. So you have the big, beautiful Ferris wheel out there, and you have the boats, and it's gorgeous, and you have night sky. It's so beautiful. But then you have us and the bunches that'll fuck it up for everybody. And that's why I say Chicago need help. Again, I remember some shit that they're talking about now that you're going to hear news stories. I remember that we had back in the day, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell are y'all talking about? We had this back in the day. Like literally, we'd have K9 units on the CTA trains. Now, some of y'all that may be from Chicago, we may be going back maybe 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. You know, we may be back some years, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? We had the K9 units on the trains. Like, I remember, like, for real, when I was a teenager, they had K9 units that had dogs on the trains that would, you know, what I believe, I can't, if I remember, I believe it was like Securitas or something like that. Because if I remember, they had like the little dots or something on their backs, little red dots, but I may be wrong with the names or whatever, but they would have the little K9 units, and they would surveillance back and forth on the trains to make the passengers and everything was safe. Because back then it was kind of a little ratchet, you know what I'm saying? The ratchet trains, you know what I'm saying? We talking about the 90s, early 90s, you know what I'm saying? In 2000s, you know, just keep it 100. So again, we had those things implemented. They set a curfew for the teenagers. A curfew has always been in place. It has been lax within the past maybe, oh God, like I can remember when I was like 16, 17, 18, they had a curfew. It was 11 o'clock. The curfew was 11 o'clock. They would say, it would come nationwide, Channel 9. It's 11 p.m. Do you know where your child is? And my mama would say every damn night, they right here. I'm looking at their ass. Because we had a curfew. On weekdays, to like Fridays, it was like 11. On weekends, I think the curfew was like 12, 12:30, somewhere up in there. Curfew. It was a thing walking down the street where we could not walk in bunches of like 4, 5, and 6. You know, we could not. We would have to split up in like bunches of like 2s and 3s to walk together. They would call it mob action, something like that, where no. And what you're going to see on the screen is pretty much that. You're going to see people being attacked. And you're going to see Chicago's mayor say that they're just expressing themselves. This is not expressing yourselves. You're going to even see a clip where they're going to say, yeah, yay, we get active. What the fuck do you mean you get active? Excuse my French, parlez-vous français. As my mother would say, I'm very fluent in my French. What do you mean you get active? When I hear the word active, that means you like to play volleyball. Speck. You like to play basketball. Pack, pack, pack. You like to play tennis. Where's the racket? That's what I hear, active. But nowadays, active means you like to mess with defenseless people. And again, Chicago is a place where we depend on tourism for revenue and income. Or guess what? The taxes are going to go up in Chicago. And if you didn't know, people in Chicago and Cook County, that also means us too in Cook County. So if you live in the great county of Cook, that means you too. Our taxes out there hit the motherfucking roof. About to go high as a giraffe's ass. You know why? You want to know why? Why? Because we're not going to be having business here to support us. Why are we not going to be having business here to support us? Because we're not going to have the revenue from tourism coming in. Why are we not going to have revenue for tourism coming in? Because people are going to be afraid. Again, we already have the citizens here. The people that already stay here that are afraid. So if they are already afraid and our citizens are already afraid, what are tourism going to be? They're going to be afraid to come and be tourists. They're going to be afraid. So what are they going to do for our revenue coming in? We already have less than nothing here. All big businesses are moving out. Let's not forget Walmart. What did they close? 4 Walmarts in Chicago? Now we'll get to that in a minute if we have time. But 4 Walmarts just closed in Chicago. Not let alone they just closed both Walmarts in Portland, Oregon. Now, not only is it a food desert in certain areas where it's supposed to be poverty stricken in Chicago, but it's also Portland, Oregon. And it can't say it's race driven because the part that's also a food desert in Portland, Oregon is white. They're mostly white based. And over here in Chicago, it's mostly black based. But the same reason on why all Walmarts are closing, and I hate to say it, is because of theft. Theft is the reason why they're closing. So, again, let me go ahead and play this little video for you. Let me go ahead and see if we can get it on the screen. I don't like the way that look. Let's see if we can do something better now. I don't like the way that looks. Let's see. Oh, that looks. Let's go. Turn it on. Okay. Let's get it playing.
Video, Val and Tanya, those videos have now gone viral. Large, rowdy crowds jumping on cars, jumping on CTA buses. This morning, dozens of people were arrested and 2 teenagers. Chaos along Michigan Avenue during a beautiful spring night. Large crowds of young people captured on cell phone video running around creating a major disturbance near Millennium Park.
When I came back, this whole area was lined off by a wall of police up to the next block.
The groups running around jumped on cars, CTA buses, and weaved in and out of oncoming traffic. Then a shooting. Police confirmed 2 teenagers were shot near Michigan and Wabash. A 16-year-old boy was shot in the arm and a 17-year-old boy was shot in the leg.
We've had it every year, and I just think the police feel that they don't have support from from the mayor and stuff to really do what they have to do.
Both Mayor Lori Lightfoot and Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson responded to the violence.
It's not the first time that we've addressed these issues, but our young people have an opportunity and a right to enjoy respectful for people and property. Over the weekend, and we will continue to address it.
Mayor-elect Johnson called the activity, quote, unacceptable, and went on to say, quote, it is not constructive to demonize youth who have otherwise been starved of opportunities in their own communities. The president and CEO of Chicago's representing downtown businesses also released a statement saying in part, quote, we are saddened by the events that occurred in the Loop yesterday evening, and we are prepared to work with all relevant partners and parties in response to when these trends are detected. It wasn't just here in the Loop. Similar problems took place at 31st Street Beach that also ended in violence. A 14-year-old boy was shot in his thigh.
Yeah.
In the end,
let's not mention 2 teens were shot. I forget about that. Yeah, 2 teens were shot. Now, you saw someone being beat on the ground. Where were the police to stop that? Now, you're going to hear another story. We're not done. No. We just getting started. Welcome to the Mayhem Dome. We just getting started. We ain't finished long. Ark, I hear a child coming. Let's see. Let me pull it up for you guys on the screen. Now, this is the one that's really gonna, it might make you feel some type of way. I know it made me feel some type of way when I saw it, because I couldn't believe it. I'm like, this is just a couple walking down the street and their own business. Okay. Let me share my screen with you. Hold on just a second. As I said, I'm live and there's always a child. There's either a phone call, child to come in and disrupt me. I told you it's always chaos in my life. It's always chaos. She's leaving. She shall return. We know this. Parents' work's never done. Okay, let's share the screen. Okay, should coming up. Okay. Now this, again, viewer discretion is advised, because this one, again, is a disturbing video. Again, these are tourists coming to our city to enjoy themselves. Again, it's nothing wrong with our teenagers. Because I can say our teenagers because I am of age to where these are children that of our age have kids these ages. Okay? Our children are running around here doing these things where, again, what's going on that they're, again, what's going on? Why is this happening? So let's take a listen.
We didn't know anybody. We were just trying to walk through with people.
Yay, we get at it.
In a mob, 2 out-of-towners sharing their story after being beaten by teens downtown on Saturday.
A key part of this.
And say is live with more.
Yes, Corey.
The attack happened here on the 100 block of North Wabash Avenue Saturday night. It could have ended way worse had it not been for the intervention of a truly good Samaritan who says this attack that went viral over the only captures the tail end of what she describes as an absolutely a brutal attack. The victims here, a couple visiting from out of town. They're in their early 20s, staying in an Airbnb. They were out to dinner, just trying to enjoy their night.
We were just downtown in Chicago trying to shop, trying to get some food. And we were walking down the street, and there was a really big group of guys, a really big group of people.
Girls.
Yeah, guys and girls. And, DJ had my hand, and he was trying to lead me. And they pushed him. They pushed me. DJ said, hey, they just shoved me.
The mob attack happened right near Macy's Wabash
I'm
Street.
sorry. And I have to say, some of y'all parents out here, y'all recognize that some of these kids is y'all's. Just like I can recognize my Muslim kids out of the bush. You can recognize your kid. Some of y'all recognize these y'all kids jumping on these other young people walking down the street minding their own business. You know what these young kids, that's wrong. And we get active. What? This is what you call getting active. I thought getting active was running down the street, maybe for a power walk, maybe jogging. That's what I thought getting. Didn't Michelle Obama say get active was going to work out, showing your biceps? Ain't that what she said? Yeah, biceps. Whichever one. Ain't that what she said get active was? I didn't think this is what she meant.
Entrance.
And it was a mob of about
Thank God for this
100 people.
They said they're going to kill us. They turned around and, started fighting,
They were shoeless. They didn't have their, they were looking for, there was no point because the phones had been taken away.
Both the victims and Lenora Dennis, the woman who came to their aid, say that several Chicago police officers passed by but did not intervene.
Cops drove right
and stopped and held my hands up to a police car and asked them to stop and motioned them over to what was going on, and they just cut a path around me and just kept going.
She was eventually able to get the couple into her car, then she drove them to the police station.
Got told by the desk sergeant that this was going to happen. It was going to keep happening because Brandon Johnson got elected. That floored me.
An ambulance then took them to the hospital, but the couple was without their phones, wallets, and shoes, which had all been stolen during the attack.
I told told the couple that I was going to go home to find them some shoes so that they wouldn't be barefoot for the rest of the night.
Her name is Lenora.
Wow. She gave us shoes, took us home, took us to the hospital.
Her husband as well.
Thank you.
Just do on the others. And that's a mantra that I live by every day, is just do on the others as you would have them do on you.
And despite her criticism of the police
Now y'all seen that. Now, at the end, of course, they did take a report despite the criticism, and they did have their report. But again, it's only going to get worse because Chicago has elected Brandon Johnson to be Chicago's new mayor. And yes, I agree the kids need an outlet. But when you have systematically shut down high schools, when them schools could stay open, and these older kids need rec centers to go to, these damn kids don't care about no rec centers. You know what they care about? This right here. This. This is all they care about. And what's the location? And it's always a child. It's always a child. She has lost something. Always a child. Always. Again. You see, that is my teenager. That's a teenager. She's still an adult teenager. But she's around the same age that some of those teenagers would be in that little group. But this one right here, walking around and looking for something, chirping. I think it's an AirPod or something. I don't know what the hell she's looking for. I don't know. But again, a lot of they have systematically closed down high schools and have made children travel again through gang territories where children say, fuck it, I ain't going to school no more. Now again, they have this almighty phone. They don't give a damn about this. And they threaten to do it again this weekend. And again, when you have so many businesses that thrive off tourism, it's who's really losing here? Is it Chicago, the tourists, the city? Who's winning? Because right now you're allowing teenagers to take over your city. And let's not forget, Brandon Johnson is the same man that said no one has been held accountable for the Halloween shooting that happened over here in Garfield Park last year on Halloween where 14 people were shot. No one has been held responsible for that. It's coming up on a year. Now we have this going on where this was literally like our first really nice week of hot weather. And then this happened Saturday and they talking about they're going to do, a lot of businesses have closed down for this week because they're scared that they're going to do this again. And then a lot of businesses are also afraid because Brandon Johnson is behind defunding the police. I'm just saying. I'm just telling y'all what's going on in the streets. I'm just letting you know. He wants to defund the police. So that means if you defund the police, then who's going to protect the folks when they come from out of town then? Because we can see that the teenagers have no supervision. I've shown you two videos. One video, I didn't even peep the first one where the dude was getting, assaulted. I didn't even peep that one. The second one, I didn't even peep that one in the first one, so I really watched it with y'all like, dang, I didn't peep that one. So again, what are we going to do? And again, business owners are afraid. Business owners are afraid. Business owners are for real scared. So what is the business owner supposed to do? Not do their businesses? Not what like seriously, wait, can somebody tell me what the business owners are supposed to do? Let's take a lesson, because again, this is the business. And again, one of these businesses I have attended, this Miller's Pub, very nice place. It's been years. This before the pandemic. I did a couple of interview shows in there. Now people are scared to go in there. And again, this is along the strip where they make some nice chips. Again, I'm an entertainer, so you stopping me from making money. The fuck? Because again, I do shows, and a lot of my shows consist of people coming from out of town, tourists. So cut the shit out. Stop. God. Y'all don't even know. Y'all just don't even know. Y'all just don't even know. That's why I'm telling y'all need to come and listen to my podcast, Mayday Mayhem podcast. That streamed on over all podcasts, streaming from Google Podcasts to Apple Podcasts. Spotify. Don't forget to check me out on Spotify, because on Spotify we do even polls where you can ask questions and I will answer them. And we can also start private conversations and have group chats. So come on over and answer them polls on Spotify. And also get the conversation started in the comment section below. So again, you have something to say on this? Put it down in the comment section below. Put it on the comment section below, because again, I was sick. I'm going to start doing a blog on my, I guess they call it a syndrome. I have fibromyalgia. But not only do I have that, but I have a plate and 4 screws in my neck. Hey! But I still be pop locking and dropping, y'all. Don't let it fool you. I still work with the best of them. I actually met she was the best worker in Mexico. And she was, I think, the best worker in Chicago and Illinois. Like, baby heck, I was like, hey. And again, see, again, this is how I meet people, because I'm an entertainer. I interact with different people like that. But again, that's where I have been, because I know I had some people like, where have you been? No, for real. I took a real heavy hit with a fibro hit, and when I took it, it hit me hard, like, so I'm going to start, I guess what they call a vlog on it, to talk more about it, because I didn't know that it was more people affected with fibromyalgia than it was. Like, I had no idea. I thought it was like something that only a few, not that many people were affected with it. But I have had it for years. I have just learned to manage it. So, but I will be starting a blog on that. And you can also check out my website, MaydayMayhem.com, www.MaydayMayhem.com. We can also see pictures of me and some of the places I'll be doing. And I'll be typing up my marijuana blog, my weed blog, where I'll be talking about, my weed. 420 don't have to be just 420. 420 can be like air that, you know what I'm saying? So that's my philosophy. You call it that right? Philosophy, 420. Yeah. The ones in the back called it. You didn't have to laugh. But anyway. But seriously, back to the business owner reactions to the chaos, and we're going to talk a little bit more on the closings of the Walmarts, and we're going to go ahead and close out. Okay. Hey, where'd you go?
Claim there about Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson and what happened. Critics are
last weekend. Who is in charge? Ask that question ahead. Good night.
Concerns from leaders from Michigan Avenue.
I don't know if y'all can hear it.
They say people, police and
Good night.
I'm concerned.
For me, it's breaking up.
The industry raising red flags about the teen.
So I'm just gonna mute so y'all can see, because that's fucking irritating the hell out of me. That is breaking up. because it sounds like it's a robot. Let me see if I can unmute it. Yeah, it's freezing up for me. Yeah, it's freezing up for me. So instead of it, I won't have you. But again, you can see the chaos that has happened. Oh, 1 second, you guys. I don't want to cough in your ear. Yeah, that's another side effect. So the coughing. But yeah, as you can see, the chaos. Cars were destroyed. The bar had to close early. Had to close 3 hours early, where they had to escort their patrons to the car. They weren't letting anyone in, anyone out. It was so chaos. Multiple fights broke out throughout the whole time. And again, I did see my vantage point as I'm coming around that curve. You can see straight through, and that is literally Michigan Avenue. That is Michigan Avenue. And you see police that way, but you don't know why you see police that way. You don't know why. So and once I got home and found out what happened, they were, you were right in the middle of it. I'm like, I had no idea. I'm like, look, I hightailed it home. I did my set, and I got my ass out of there like I wasn't playing. So again, what are we going to do? Now, also, there are parts of Chicago that are becoming a food desert. Why is it becoming a food desert? Because no one wants to put their food places there. Why is that? Because it's becoming a target of theft. And the first thing that is said is, oh, well, they're insured. Insurance ain't got shit to do with it. Don't touch it if your ass ain't gonna bad. What the fuck? Put your hands on it. I wish you would put your hands on it. Fuck you would. Put your hands on it if you want to. Like, if you ain't got, don't you touch it. Now, again, stores accommodate for, let's say I have $1,000 worth of merchandise in this store, okay? Excuse me. I got $1,000 worth of merchandise. Now, I already said in my mind, okay, $1,000 worth of stuff in here. I expect $100 worth of this stuff may be stolen, give or take 100. All right, I give you 100 maybe stolen. Okay, I'll take that. But I come in every month, and it's $999 worth of shit stolen every day, every month. Well, it's insured. Who's going to insure me? No insurance company will insure me in this area because I'm not getting any money, no profit. And then it's not even only, you can only even blame the patrons or the customers. You have the management stealing. You act like management don't steal. Yes, they do. And we ain't talking about, oh, you ain't talking about black. No, I'm talking about across the board. No. And even in Portland, Oregon, look it up. Fuck, you look it up. I can look it up. And my computer don't act a motherfucking fool. But see, my computer be acting a fool because they know I'm a fool. So, but we gonna see. I'm gonna look it up. What did it say? Portland. Just like the Dollar Tree, it's no longer the Dollar Tree, $1.25 tree. Why did they go up to $1.25? Because people were stealing too much and they could not afford to be selling at the price of $1 anymore, so they had to raise it to $1.25. They have people sorry keep selling, like stealing again. They're going to raise it to $1.50. So it is what it is. Let's say Portland. Because Portland has a terrible homeless problem. Portland, Oregon. Oh, excuse me, Oregon. Walmart. I swap me. How you get swap me from Walmart? They said the theft in Walmart is ridiculous. They said it's going to permanently close. Hold on, yeah, commercial. Y'all know I don't commercials. You can do the commercial. Hold on, let me add this to the screen. Get in. Let's see. As long as it don't sound choppy, we'll be fine. Let's see.
Walmart is pulling its last 2 stores out of Portland. The move is now getting national attention. Yesterday, Governor Greg Abbott tweeted about it, saying in part, quote, "This is what happens when cities refuse to enforce the rule of law, allows the mob to take over. Businesses can't operate in that environment. Even though Walmart told Fox there was no single reason for closing down the store, who said rampant crime in the state has reaction on the city commission tonight.
L'Oreal businesses that I spoke with here on Southeast 82nd Avenue say that crime is dictating the future of this neighborhood. And when business owners heard that Walmart was closing, even though the company says for financial reasons, they interpreted that as an increase in crime, like shoplifting. It's a neighborhood in Southeast Portland that business owner Daryl Hansen says has seen better days.
The whole 82nd has changed, in the last 20 years, especially the last 10 years. It's really gone down here in 5 years. Each year it keeps going down and down and down. More crime, more garbage, more homeless people, more drugs, and there's nobody wants to help.
Derek worked out of his muffler shop on Southeast Avenue near the Eastport Plaza for nearly 40 years. Hearing Walmart is pulling out of his neighborhood a few blocks away isn't a shock to him.
It hurts his community right here when they leave. A lot of people depended on that story.
He blames Walmart's exit on the out-of-control crime in the area. He says he's watched businesses close and friends leave Southeast 82nd Avenue for similar reasons.
I have a lot of friends. I've had friends I deal with before they said, no, we're leaving Portland. They've left. And that's what Walmart is. They left.
The Eastport Plaza sits in the Lentz neighborhood, and according to Portland Police crime data, between January 2022 and 2023, there were 147 burglaries, 634 personal property thefts, 424 car thefts, 53 robberies, and 3 stolen property offenses. Keep in mind, this is just what's been reported to Portland Police. Take a look at this U.S. Post Office in North. Covering the damage.
Look at that post office, yo. Excuse me. Look at that post office.
Yeah. These bad times that we have no support, no backup.
City Commissioner Rosales represents the Lentz neighborhood of Portland. He sent Fox 12 this statement saying, quote, while it's critical to support local small businesses, big box retailers offer an affordable option for working class families throughout the city, including East Portland. Rising crime and an inhospitable business climate have been too tough on Portland businesses, and we need to work harder and smarter as a city to keep employers and shopping options from leaving. Daryl says he's hoping something changes in the neighborhood surrounding his business because that hope in the business community is running out.
If you go down all along and name people who've been here for a while, they'll tell you it's sad. They're, they get mad, and then they just sad and say, I'm really sad for Portland.
Now, does that not sound like what's happening to Chicago? Same thing, same rhyme, same reason. Now, they even had Save-A-Lot that was coming in on the south side, and they said that they didn't want it. So the Save-A-Lot dude said, fuck it. He said, well, I'm not opening it. So now it really is a food desert. There's no food that you can buy. So now you have to outsource further. And what is that to the people that don't have cars? So again, look, why are you doing this? Why? Again, what was the purpose? And I'm not saying this as a race thing. I'm saying this as a humanity thing. Why are we even fucking doing this to each other? Why? Why? Have no clue. So we'll see what's cracking next time, because this is insanity. It's insane. So I'm gonna end this broadcast. Well, I end all my broadcasts. Excuse me, I cough again. I'm sorry. I hate coughing. And I don't want to cough in nobody's ear, because I hate it. So I'm going to end this podcast where I can end all my broadcast podcasts. And you can catch this in all my streams on Mayday Mayhem Podcast on all streaming platforms, from Google Podcasts to Apple Podcasts, from Spotify. Don't forget to check out the post. And I'll be back with you for another meetup. And don't forget to check out our Ipsy Fridays, which will be starting. And I'll also again be starting my fibro blog and about the weed needs, which also helps with my fibro. So again, if no one told you they love you, I do. I truly, truly do. Make sure you do better today than you did yesterday. Strive for a better tomorrow today. And yeah, it's crazy out here. Everyone stay safe and stay healthy. Don't allow your children, don't allow yourself to be out here doing out of character shit like what we just saw. Like, come on, man. We better than this. Not only as a community, but as a fucking race of humans. Like, are y'all for real, for real? Like, come on, man. Like, we can do better. Like, we can do better than this. Come on, Chicago. We can definitely do better. So I want to thank you again for watching. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Please leave comments in the box below, please. Thank y'all. Y'all have a great day. Everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see y'all next time.